And do you ever feel like a jealous, like you see your dude?
No.
Never.
No, me personally,
not
no,
me. I'm like, that's all my dick.
I would feel a little bit for sure.
I'm too competitive.
I'm really.
I'm like, move over, bitch. It's mine.
Yeah,
I couldn't do it. I give you credit, girl. Love you.
I actually was a sugar baby. Like, I actually left him though.
This new world is like really confusing with the, women empowerment, which I'm all about. I love that so much. But then also we're like, well, why isn't this guy doing this? Why isn't he doing this? Why isn't he open the car door? Why is it? It's because, well, now we're taking too much charge. Women can multitask. We can do 1,000 things like in one time. Like we could be doing this. Like literally we could be thinking this, but guys can only focus on one things at a time. Like it's literally clinically proven.
What about you? Money, does that play a role or success?
You're asking a Capricorn?
Yeah. Do you guys believe in love? Like true love?
Totally. I love love. Yeah. Okay. No matter what, like if you truly trust her and you're solid or whatever, that's just something you gotta, that's a personal issue with yourself. It's like with anything though. I feel like as soon as something becomes a little more popular, everyone wants to be involved with it.
I was a professional fuckboy back in the day.
Yeah.
Not like the amateurs.
What is a professional fuckboy? What does that even mean?
Welcome to Unattainable. Glad to have you with us. I'm your host, Zach Evans, and first of all, thank you to all of our listeners. We've been getting a ton of growth and engagement over the last few months, and we got to thank you guys out there for that. Today, we got a couple special guests on the show. This is Novul and Money Doll.
Money Doll, baby.
Novul and Money Doll.
What's up?
Why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience? Let's start with Novul.
Hey, what's up? I'm Novul, and I'm a recording artist, and I am a Capricorn, baby.
Capricorn. All right, Money Doll.
Money Doll's here. I am Money Doll, and I am a Gemini, and I have the best energy, and I am here on the Attainable Show, giving you guys the energy of Money Doll.
All right, perfect. So we got second most toxic sign and most toxic sign. All on the same
Why am I the
podcast,
most toxic sign? I think I'm the most.
No,
well,
Geminis
depends.
are bad.
Geminis are the two-headed.
They have multiple personalities. That's me.
It's two-faced. Yeah. The two twins. Yeah.
Capricorn just tells you how it is. We're like in for toxicity. No, we're like out. We're probably like, I'm going to give you the
That's
time.
what all the most toxic people say.
We're like,
I'll hurt your feelings and I don't care. That's the way it should be.
I didn't believe in star signs until I kept meeting Geminis, and I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Yeah.
And you are?
Pisces.
Yeah.
We're the
nice.
Attractive, smart, funny, good-looking, charismatic, smart, funny, and attractive, I believe, is our characteristics.
Okay.
Yeah. Even my mom said so. It's true.
Okay.
But to be fair, I used to be a toxic individual back in my villain era.
I think everyone has like a slight villain era. Yeah.
But like, I was a professional fuckboy back in the day.
Yeah.
Not like the amateurs.
What is a professional fuckboy? What does that even mean?
Like the Gen Z fuckboys nowadays, it's like you guys fall for these guys that have a bed that touches two walls like a poor person.
I don't fall for it.
Do not want to know what a nightstand is. Like, stop falling for these loser guys.
I don't fall for these guys, no.
My friend just showed me a picture the other day. She's like, Zach, this new guy I'm dating. Yep. And he has this shirtless selfie from LA Fitness.
See, the Capricorn over here doesn't fall for shirtless selfies. We go through the gram. We're like, what's your business? What's the career? We're like, as soon as we start seeing all these too much abs and stuff, I get turned off. I'm sorry. I'm not into that.
I don't know if I believe you.
I don't know.
Every girl that tells me that, I look at their boyfriend, I'm like, he's like 6'5" and like, looks like his biceps could like crush my head into like a fine powder and put in a creatine shake or something.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. I've never been for those types.
Well, what's your type? You like more of the pretty boys?
You know what? I don't really know if I have a type. I'm more of like an energy person. Like, obviously they have to be somewhat like good looking, but like if they're funny and like cool and like you just feel their energy, I fall for that a lot more.
The connection.
Yeah, because longevity like looks like eventually just like fade over time. It's like, who is this person? Do they make me laugh? Do we connect? Like, do they arouse me? Like, what's going on here? What's the energy we got?
so there's no physical, not even like
No. There's a little physical, obviously.
It has to be physical. Like, if you're not physically attracted, I cannot talk to you.
Okay, but
like,
if there was like...
We're both physically attracted, but we also have a connection where we both vibe. And it's like, you know what? I like how you look and I like how we vibe. And then we really do have a connection.
Okay. Let's start physical. I know it's not the most important.
Right.
What's your... Let's start with you. What's your type physically?
I for sure like fitness. Like, I do like the muscles, like fitness, abs, and even like I like colored eyes, like more of like the white guy look. But like I go for like how's your like how's your not your money, but how's like you know what I mean? Like how's your
You gotta be rich to date Money Doll.
Money Doll's like, bitch, what's your bank
how's
account?
your money? Like, you're gonna spend it? You're gonna take me on trips? Like, what's the deal? Like, also like the connection is mainly the main thing is like the energy like you give off. Like because I have the best energy, and I want to have a person that gives me the best energy too, and it's like a two-way street where we're both on. But like that's my type. But I also I like the fitness guy, like more like on the lighter skin time, like colored eyes, like I like that. And also like if he's like business savvy, that's also a plus. I don't really go for the guys that are like the rappers or like the guys that have a lot of girls on them. Like I don't really want to go to that route because I think there's too much competition and I'm not competing, and that's just my way. So
But don't you think that a rich guy with colored eyes and a good connection
I'm not saying
is
he's
also
rich. I'm not saying he's rich.
Oh.
I'm just saying he has his
he understands
money right.
business?
Like he has a good thing going with his money.
Do you have like a what's like the limit? Like 100K a year? What's like the
Oh my god. Okay, I don't want to put numbers here, but
Okay.
like if you're making bank and it's like that's you impress me with business, I find that attractive. I think a guy that's about his shit and that's on top of his shit, on top of his business, I think that's attracting for sure.
So like
But it's
someone that hustles.
Yeah, but it's not like, oh, you're a millionaire. No, I'm not saying that. I don't expect you to be a millionaire to talk to me. I'm expecting like for you to, you know, have something going for yourself, and that is what I would want. I don't want a fucking loser. I wouldn't even talk to you if you're a loser. But I also don't want someone that is like their egos up their ass. I definitely will not talk to guys that are like that either.
What about you? Money, does that play a role or success?
You're asking a Capricorn?
Yeah.
Because we're the boss bitches over here.
Oh, so you take...
We're all about the money, baby. We're all about the hustle, the bustle, but like we do that shit.
I see.
You know what I'm saying? But obviously I definitely want to be with a partner that's like super grinds, you know, and like has a career. I don't like a guy that just like would follow me around like a little puppy. Like I would get so turned off. Obviously, you know, money is always nice. Money gets you nice things and stuff. But at the end of the day, you know, as long as they're like super hustling and like, you know, trying and like making career moves, like I think that's all that really matters, you know?
Okay, so I hear girls say a lot of times, you know, oh, it's not about the money. It's about like ambition and things like this.
Right.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this. Okay, let's say you meet a guy, the most hardest worker you ever meet in your life, dedicated, disciplined, right? And so every day you wake up and you're like in bed, you're like, where is he? And he's 6 a.m., right?
Yeah.
He's practicing his Rubik's Cube. And he's like, babe, I'm going to be the best Rubik's Cube player. Most ambitious guy you ever met. But he's like, blue, yellow, green. Are you going to date this guy? Or
No, I'm not.
So money does matter then.
Like, yeah, obviously. Because you got to like think of like, you know, how are you going to like support my family? Like you kids, like, you know, it's not just about like trips, vacations. It's like, okay, how we're going to have like food on the table kind of thing, you know? So I think it's like that of like, not just like being ambitious, like you're having a fun hobby. Like, are you going, what's your career moves? Are you following your dreams? Are you pushing yourself even more? I think that's more attractive.
I agree with you guys, surprisingly, because I actually disagree on a lot of stuff. But here's the thing. I got in an argument with somebody the other day about this. And she's like, Zach, oh, if you always, you know, lead with, oh, you have the house, you have the car. Like she had this thing where she was like, you should pick up a girl, like get a different car, like get like a Honda Corolla or whatever.
Test her
like,
out.
Yeah, like pick her up in that and then see if
that
she
would be a
still
fun
likes you.
episode. You should do that. Definitely, you should do that.
Yes, but here's where I also disagree with her opinion. I'm like, okay, if a girl shouldn't want me for my money, what should we want me for? Oh, for your connection, blah, blah, blah. So I asked her, I was like, okay, how many people in real life, not in fairy tale land, but in real life, have you asked a girl, why did you break up with your boyfriend? And they said, oh, well, he lost all his money. I've never heard that before.
I've never heard
money,
that before.
If you know how to invest and have a work ethic, it stays forever, right? But how many girls have you heard say, yeah, we just lost the connection, or we just fell out of love, or I lost the spark? I hear that shit all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's where they get it wrong though, because relationships take work. Relationships aren't just like, honeymoon phase all the time. And I think especially now with social media and the new generation and why the divorce rate is like almost 50% now is because people give up way too soon. They think the grass is greener on the other side, but they don't realize that actually relationships are work, just like friendships are work. You got to commit. You got to make like time. You got to do these things. So it's like there is no really spark. Like obviously you get attractive and you lose that like after time, but like you got to put in work for the relationship to have like longevity. So like a spark is going to lose with anybody you're with. So that person is just always going to be single because they're just trying to find that spark that always will end up just diffusing. It's like a sparkler, like it lights, but then it diffuses. But then like what are you going to do with it? You got to like keep, tending to that relationship.
Keep it going.
Unless there's like infidelity and like all this stuff where you're like, okay, I don't know if I can do this, but like you got to really put in work for the relationship to keep it going, where it's like, okay, what could I do? Maybe we do more date nights if we're both working, or like, maybe you have like a fun night out and be a little sexy tonight. You got to keep the relationship hot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's interesting. Do you guys believe in love? Like true
Yeah,
love?
totally. I love love. Yeah.
Okay. So if you ask a young person what is love, a little Gen Z person walking around, well, what is love?
Yeah.
They will say love is when it falls from the sky, this magical, mystical feeling, and it's just like so amazing, and you looked into their eyes and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
If you ask any old person who has real experience, they've been doing it for 40 years, right?
Yeah.
What is love? They always say the same shit. Love is sacrifice.
Yeah.
Love is hard work.
Yeah.
Like love is all these things.
Yeah.
But then my thing is like, well, that kind of sucks. Like, then do I want to be in love? Just like sacrificing.
Yeah.
It depends. Do you want, you don't have to like be in a relation. Maybe you're just that person that likes to have that lust feelings, but I don't think you're ever going to be like fully happy. You know what I'm saying? Because a side piece after a while, like it's not fulfilling because it's just like it's fun in that moment, but then you're like lonely. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not actually connecting and growing with somebody that will like be like, hey, you're kind of fucking up lately. Like, what can I do to like help you out or like keep you on your toes? If someone's just always telling you you're the best, oh my God, I love you. Blah, blah, blah. After a while, you're just like, okay, what is this making me a better person?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I do, but also, yeah, that'd be nice. Like,
Okay, but what
words of affirmation is my second love language,
like,
so I kind of need a lot of that.
I'm an old soul, so maybe I'm different.
I see.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Capricorn.
But yeah, we're loyalty, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're loyalty. Capricorns are loyal.
Okay, but what if you guys have someone and like, there's a connection there, and you guys just you guys feel it, but like you guys still have each other freedom. You still do what you want. There's still freedom in there, and I think that's the best way. And you guys could just always open up to each other and just tell each other, hey, this is how I feel. This is what I want to do, and it's like, you guys do what you want. It's like freedom, but it's like it's still fun.
Do you mean freedom in an open relationship kind of way?
I mean, like you guys could do whatever you want. And I when I say that, I mean,
Money doll, can I fuck other girls or not? That's what I'm asking.
Okay, so what I mean by that is like, yes, but I want to be there. But it's like, it's more of like, but like if I wanted to do it too, you would be there too. But you know what I mean? It's more of like, okay, you're gonna do it, I'm gonna do it too. I feel it like that, but it's like a freedom thing too. Like, okay, I want to do this. Okay, then do it, and then I'm gonna do it too. But it's more like we both do what we want, and there's freedom in it, and it's not like, oh, you're tied down and you're all me. No, I'm not asking to get married. I don't even want to get married either. Like, I'm more like I want to live life. I want to do what I want, but I also I want to have a connection with one guy, and we go have fun, and we go on trips, whatever, and we can meet people along the way. But it's not like, oh, we do something and like they stay in our life. Like, no, we just keep going. I don't know if that makes sense.
Money doll earlier just said, I don't want to be with a guy that gets all this competition.
No,
and you literally just contradicted yourself.
No, I'm saying is like we make each other look good. We walk in a room and like we cause attention. Like, oh, there's the spotlight's on us. That's
okay, got you.
Spotlight's on us. It's like we're the best ones in the room. You walk in with the confidence, and it's like boom, we attract people that, and they
you want to look good as a unit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's more like we help each other grow, and we help each other for the better, even if it's like helping each other like with business or like just supporting each other. I think is very important. But also just being confident in a room is so important. You just want to walk in and just own that shit, and that's how it's supposed to be done.
Right.
Yeah.
And then
I mean, that's like a healthy relationship.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
And you
It's
attract
like,
you attract-
as soon as people are like, why are you doing this? Or why are you going out with the boys? Why are you doing this? Like, that's just so toxic. Like, you know, obviously you don't trust your person. Like, you should be able to go out with your girlfriends, your guy friends. You know what I'm saying?
Ish.
What do you mean ish?
Girl. Okay.
What happened?
What happened? Girls always hate me for this.
What girl?
Girls hate me for this. Okay, if I'm dating a girl and she's going with a
okay, we
girlfriend,
get it. Is she a girl that you're just like kind of having fun with, or is this a girl like you're like, I really like this girl?
Yeah, like we're a unit. Like
you're
people
a unit.
know we're dating.
Okay,
it's like the thing, right?
Okay.
If she's going out with her girlfriends and wearing like almost nothing, right? I don't like that. And people say, oh, it's because you're insecure. It's not because I think she's going to cheat on me. It's because I think it's a bad look. Kind of like what you were saying. Like you walk in together, oh shit, that's that couple. If I'm not out and then like people see my girl wearing like nothing, all these guys are trying to flirt with her, even if she's not hooking up with them, it looks bad to me. And I got in an argument with this girl about it. And I said, okay, what if you're at a wedding? It's your cousin's wedding.
Yeah.
You know, and she's like, Zach, you're insecure about this. What if your guy showed up and everybody's in tuxedos and nice dresses and everything, and he shows up in a t-shirt and jeans? And your mom is like, why is your guy in a t-shirt and jeans? And the guy's like, oh, I'm just comfortable. I'm not insecure. I don't care what people think. But it's still a bad look.
I feel like those are like two different things though.
Explain. Because
that is like you're wearing a daytime outfit to an evening event. So and you're still fully covered. It's not like you're like shirtless. You know what I'm saying? Where if she's like going out, like she should be able to like wear whatever she wants. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like no matter what, like if you truly trust her and you're solid or whatever, that's just something that's a personal issue with yourself, because it's like you have to trust your girl that she's going to be like, not let a guy flirt with her. And if she is like, yo, I'm in a relationship, I'm just having fun with my girlies right now, and I just wanted to look hot tonight for myself. You know what I'm saying? It's not like she's getting hot. Like for me, like when I go out, I'm not dressing to be like, oh my God, I want all these guys' attentions. I'm like, I want to feel fucking confident tonight. I want to look hot with my girls and kiki and take some cute ass photos for Instagram. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm not trying to kiki for like these guys and like make them feel like, oh, look at me. I'm like trying to make myself feel confident and like cool. And I don't know. I'm a sexual person. So I'm like, I'm not trying to dress for the guys.
Yeah, I think it's so I can't do that because of my giant fragile ego that I have to protect. But
that needs some tending too.
It's like I don't want a guy to even think that he could get with my girl. But you
can't control other people.
I know, but
and what they think.
But I don't want them to think that. It bothers me.
But maybe they're not even thinking that.
No, guys do, trust me. Guys, I know how they are. They'll see a girl who's in a relationship and she'll reject them as, oh, I have a boyfriend.
Yeah.
But in their mind, they're thinking, oh, but like if she didn't have a boyfriend, I would definitely hook up with her. That's how guys think. They just think that it was gonna happen.
They could try, but they're not with you. They could try, but they're not with you.
Guys will still try, even if you had a boyfriend. They're still gonna try.
That's true too.
Honestly, there's a stats that show that guy that has a wedding ring or women or whatever, they're like more attractive. Like guys that have wedding rings, for girls to come up on them because it 100%. Shows commitment.
I don't do that.
But no, there's like a stat out there that literally says that. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So,
I'm not that type of girl though. I'm not a girl that would literally go. I'm like a girl's girl in that sense. I'm like, if they are in a relationship or something, like, why? Because even if I did get with that guy, like he's gonna do that to me eventually. You know?
That always happens.
That's true.
Yeah. Facts.
I will say that I was in the back in my villain era. I did like the promoting thing for like 6 months.
Yeah.
And I learned a lot about human dynamics. And I cannot tell you how many times that, a girl would come out. I would literally just be trying to be friends with her.
We're talking about LA girls, just to clarify. Yeah. Okay, go on.
And so I would be just trying to be friends with her. So she would come out because that's my job. I need girls to come out.
Yeah.
And she'd be, on her phone, like kind of blowing me off. I'm like, okay, fair game, whatever.
Right.
And then 30 minutes later, some other girl is like throwing herself all over me. And all of a sudden, girl number one comes up and is being all friendly and hitting on me and stuff. And I'm like, literally 30 minutes ago, you wanted nothing to do with me.
Right.
But now that you see another girl hitting on me, all of a sudden, like, now, like, I'm
got her
like,
attention.
yeah. And I see it so much that it's like,
I know.
it is what it is. I don't make the rules, but it is what it is.
It's like with anything, though. I feel like as soon as something becomes a little more popular, everyone wants to be involved with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like even career-wise, like you hear so many stories. Like even me myself, it's like when I first started dropping music and stuff, it was like at first it's like, oh, no one really wants to support you, you know, all this stuff. But then all of a sudden you get like I'm on a billboard like freaking on Hollywood, and it's all of a sudden these people coming out of the woodworks like, how's it going, Novel? How's it been? And you're like, whoa, where have you been? Mm-hmm. So I feel like that's just people in general, and those people suck.
Mm-hmm.
They are not your friends.
They come in when life is better.
Literally, they are not your friends. They're not your homies. So do not think those people care about you.
Yeah.
Honestly, welcome to LA, baby.
Well, LA, you have to put people into two buckets. There's like the users, and then there's the genuine friends.
Yeah.
And the users, you're like, all right, you're a user. I don't like block them and get them. I'm like, okay.
I'm not a blocker.
I'm just going to outplay you in the game, and I'm going to beat you in the game because I'm better at the game than you are.
Right.
And then the genuine friends, I could be like, okay, we're homies.
We're homies, yeah.
So
I know, sadly.
You've never blocked an ex?
No, I've never blocked an ex.
Have you ever blocked?
No. I haven't actually been in relationships like that to block an ex.
So you do very open.
I'm a single female. I actually never really been. I have been in one relationship my entire life.
Interesting.
So I'm not really into like that dating scene. I mean, I'll be in the fucking scene, but not dating scene. You know, when you're seeing someone and you're seeing someone, but like, you know, there's no title on it.
So how do you separate the physical aspect from the emotional aspect? Because most girls aren't good at doing that.
Well, I mean, there's still attraction there, and there's still a connection there, but it's like, you know, I'm fine with no title. Like, and I feel like maybe because she
hasn't met her husband yet.
Maybe.
Well, I'm honestly not thinking about marriage. That's one thing. I'm not thinking about marriage or kids. It's not on my like to-do list. I am more focused on other things like myself.
That's good.
And I'm not like, oh, I want to jump into a relationship, because I don't like, even if there's someone there in my life and like, okay, we're seeing each other, we're fucking whatever, and you know, we're going on trips, like that's cool, but I'm not like, okay, fucking I want a relationship. Nah. And that even if he wants one and I could tell he wants one and I know he does, it's like, okay, I don't want one, but like I'm still gonna be around. Like I'm still gonna keep them in my life, but I'm not gonna like.
Do you do the sugar
daddy
scene?
Good for you. That good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do I do what?
The sugar daddy scene.
You know what?
It sounds like you're describing kind of like that.
No, I actually was a real life sugar baby. I actually left him though. I left him and I actually was a sugar baby, like real like monthly allowance. Like I got all that. Like I'm talking like he was living in a Malibu beach house on the water. He drove a Ferrari, you know, like older white guy, and like he'd pay me monthly allowance.
How much can you say?
I was getting $10,000 monthly allowance.
And
that's not including trips and shopping here and there, but yeah, $10,000 monthly allowance, and it lasted for about 1 year and 8 months. I left him. I actually left him about last summer.
Why? What happened? Why'd you want to leave him?
It must have been really shitty if you left him for the $10,000 month coming in.
He's an asshole. Like I'm talking like he's one of those like rich lonely dudes in a like Ferrari. Like first of all, he has no family. His family doesn't love him, and he has no kids, no nothing. Like he's just lonely. He has no friends, and it's like
that's sad.
But no, you know why? Because of how he is. He's a negative person. And he was the only negative person in my life. Like, no, his words were so mean. It really hurt me. I'm like, yo, I went off on him like many times. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, no wonder why you have no one in your life, because you think you're better than everyone. He literally would call himself, I'm the king of the jungle. Like, bitch, no, you're not. Like, his ego was up his ass way too high. And just one time, he just got way too comfortable with me where I was like, fuck this, I left. I just dipped out. But no, I was a sugar baby for like a while, ever since I was like, even when I was 18, like I've been sugar baby off and on for years, but like I recently left like a real sugar daddy relationship, and you know, he was so serious with me, and I'm just like, you know what, I'm like, I just left him just one day. I was like, you know, fuck your money. You know, I got enough out of you. He put a fucking down payment on my purple Mercedes. I got the money out of him. I was like, you know what? I'm out. I got enough out of you. And like, I was just done with his energy, and I just dipped, and I just never went back to him. And it's so funny because this last Valentine's, he sends me a whole bouquet of roses to my door, like a surprise delivery. Like, of course he still wants me and thinks of me, and obviously he hasn't moved on to another female because he's sending me roses, and I haven't seen him since fucking August of last year. So I just left that relationship because it just wasn't doing me any good besides, you know, getting me more money. But it's like, you know what, fuck your money. Your energy is not good, and I have to let that go. So I let that go. But yeah, I was totally in the sugar baby scene and stuff, and maybe that's why I never had a real relationship with a guy that was more closer to my age, because I was always with an older man for the luxury life, for the money, for, you know, for that. And I completely did that, and you know what, I don't regret shit. And it's like, I'm still not looking for a relationship. I do want someone in my life that is I connect with and then we see each other, but I'm focused on me and what I'm pursuing. So that's where I'm at.
Interesting. Okay, where do you guys draw the line for, because I got accused of being a sugar daddy. I've never been a sugar daddy. Well, I thought I wasn't a sugar daddy. Maybe I am, apparently. But I was raised very old school. My dad's very chivalrous. So like, hey, Zach, you take a girl on a date. Yeah. Like, I'm taking care of the bill. None of these like splitsies. Like, well, here's the Venmo request for this $37. Like, I love that. I don't do that shit.
I never been on a date like that.
I think people need to, like, the new generation needs to be reminded of that.
Yeah,
not gonna
lie. Like, you know, you're walking on the sidewalk, like I'm walking on the car side.
Yeah.
Car comes, stop the car with one hand, protect my girl with the other. You know, like man shit, you know?
Superman.
So if I'm traveling, which I do like to travel a lot,
right,
like I'm paying for the flight and the hotel and things like that.
Loves it.
But I've never paid a girl's rent. I've never bought a girl like, oh, here's a Louis Vuitton purse out of the blue kind of thing like that.
Mm-hmm. How is that like, a sugar daddy?
I don't blame you. I honestly, I actually like that.
Yeah.
Like, I would talk to a guy that does that. Like, you don't have to buy. I'm not asking for a fucking new wardrobe. I'm not saying that. Trips is good enough. As long as you're putting the effort in there, which that is, that you're putting the effort and you're showing her like, hey, I'm taking you out. Like, that's.
It's like an audition. Like, people, when you're dating, it's like you're auditioning to be my husband or my wife in a sense. You know, technically that's why you're dating, you know, unless you're like super young and you're like just having fun. But like you're showing her like, hey, I can like take care of you and stuff. But like, I'm still respecting you to take care of like, you know, yourself, like if you want. But like, you're being a boyfriend at that state. It's like still like, unless guys like technically can't afford, you know, like then there's guys still like hustling. Like obviously you're super fortunate where you can like, you know, buy like the tickets and hotels and stuff. But I would respect that. If like you were my boyfriend, I'd be like, wow, like I feel taken care of and all that stuff. But I'm not saying you have to like if I feel like if you were like buying me too much, it would be a turnoff. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't think it's a turnoff, but
you're like, buy me more.
Okay, I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? Not like a like,
buy me
you know
diamonds,
what I'm.
Buy me everything, but I don't expect it. I don't expect it. I will still fuck with you even without the gift.
Yeah.
As long as you're putting the effort and you make me feel special and there's really connection there, but you're also trying, that's good enough.
But if he's like always doing it, then you're gonna expect it eventually. So you know what I'm saying? You're like, oh, he'll probably do this. He'll probably do this.
It's interesting. So to me, it's like, if I pay for a trip or dinner or drinks, it feels like I'm paying for an experience that we're sharing.
Yeah, I love that.
If I buy a bag or a necklace or something, like, I don't give a fuck if the girl that I'm dating has Louis Vuitton purse. I literally could care less. So then it feels like, oh, here's a purse. Please like me. Please like me. Here's another thing. If I buy you enough things, will you like me? Instead of like, oh, you already like me, and now we're like experiencing things together. Yeah, that's where I
like that. That's really good. How is that a sugar daddy?
Well, she was saying I was a sugar daddy because I was paying for the trips, and she said it in front of my friends, and I was mad because I didn't have a good comeback, and I'm much smarter than her, and usually like I can beat her in like the comebacks, and so she kind of got me, you know.
No, she's wrong. Whoever you are wrong.
I wouldn't fuck with
She's a really good sugar baby though. She is like She has like, have you seen the Avengers?
You know what? The superhero movie?
Yeah. She has like all the infinity stones of sugar daddy. She has like one pays her rent, one like car payment, one purses. Like she needs like a secretary to like manage her list of sugar daddies. Like it's pretty impressive. I'll introduce you guys sometime.
Okay.
So moving on to let's switch topics to what do you guys think about manifestation?
Oh,
I just did a talk show, literally my Money Doll show. I just did an episode about manifestation. I'm huge with manifestation. I manifested my whole life.
Yeah.
Like, everything I had, I manifested.
Yeah.
Like, I'm talking, I'm not from LA. I'm from a small hometown girl. I manifested moving out here. I've always dreamed like of, living in a big city. I've always told my family and me like, hey, I'm going to live in Los Angeles. I'm going to live in a big city. And like, you know what? I came out here. I manifested everything. Everything I have, I manifested. And manifestation is so important in someone's life. And it's like, if you're not manifesting, you need to start now because it's so important. It's like, manifestation, you could literally get anything you want as long as you put in your subconscious mind. You think you already have it, you're going to achieve it. It's going to come. You put it out to the universe has no choice but to give it back. And you work towards it.
Yeah, I'm huge on manifestation.
Yeah.
What have you manifested in your life?
Actually, I did a mood board and I put Barbie. It was like an eye and it had Barbie on it. And 6 months later, I was on touring with Aqua from Barbie Girl, and I was their opening act, which I thought that was like the biggest thing I've ever actually seen where I like actually put it on paper and then it like actually happened. But like if you think about it, like we're all energy, like we all feel off energy, we're all energy. So if you're like putting that energy out to the universe, I'm really big. If a person's like super negative and always complaining, blah, blah, shit's always happening to them. Mm-hmm. But, it's really hard to like, I like to always stay positive, but I believe that you are like what you say and that you preach or whatever. I'm really big on that. Yeah, important. It's really important.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
What about you?
So I'm going to tell you guys a secret. You guys are not going to want to hear it, but it's true.
I want to hear it.
I like hearing
manifestation is very, very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Only if you're a hot girl.
What?
It only works for hot girls. It does not work for ugly people. I guarantee you.
I disagree.
I've seen hot girls manifest. Private jet. They're on a private jet. Tulum. They're on Tulum.
Okay,
if you're an ugly person and you try to manifest $1 million, the universe is going to be like, get a fucking job, bitch. You're not getting anything.
Here's $5 on a rock. No.
Literally, you can't. It doesn't work for ugly people.
I don't know.
No, I disagree, but I think what you mean is you get more when you are a pretty girl. I think that's the mistake you're saying because I do believe you can manifest even if you're ugly, but if you are prettier, you have a higher advantage. That's what I think.
I don't know. I still haven't been on a private jet, so.
You're not manifesting hard enough. You're not manifesting.
I'm like, I'll go on one when I own it, bitch.
That's not on my manifestation list.
Okay.
That's like, I don't.
No, that's what I'm saying. Mine isn't. I'm not fantasy. I'm like career. I'm thinking other things.
Thinking other things besides some other person's jet.
But let me ask you a question. Okay,
yeah,
so
same.
you
Facts.
toured with Aqua.
Yes.
By the way, congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
a huge accomplishment.
Thank you.
For sure.
It was fun. Yeah.
And you're an amazing artist. I've listened to some of your music.
Thank
You're
you.
a great singer.
Make
you
It
can
Pop is
dance,
out now,
you
baby.
Work hard, everything.
Yes, thank you.
But also,
where's this
if
going?
you
I'm
were
nervous.
ugly, would Aqua have still picked you?
If I was ugly? Well, they didn't book me off my looks.
I know, but
they were like the vibe, the music, my whole presentation.
100%. And I think that's
there's a lot of big artists out there that aren't that attractive now that like are huge ass artists. Yeah. The art's different now. That's like it used to be like acting. Like back in the day, you had to be hot to be an actor and actress. Now you could be anything, be an actor and actress. You know what I'm saying?
So here's the thing. Okay, well, I grew up very poor. My dad was a gym teacher. 5 kids. I got made fun of in school. Oh, you're so poor you can't even pay attention. Like all this kind of stuff, right?
Look at me now. Look at me now.
No, but this is my point.
Look
so I was
now.
like, I would always think, man, I wish I was rich. I'd picture myself rich. I'd manifest, right?
See?
And the universe did the opposite. It was like, no, you're broke. Stay broke. And it kept putting roadblocks in my way, right? So I started doing the opposite. I was like, I call it reverse manifestation. I visualized myself being broke as fuck the rest of my life, picking up some girl on a fucking Toyota Civic or whatever.
Did somebody tell you to do that or what? You just decided to do that?
I was just pissed.
You're mad.
I was just pissed because I was getting made fun of and I was so broke. And I was like, and in my mind, I was like, imagine the rest of your life. You pull up to your girl's house hey babe, like we're going to Applebee's, get in, half price apps tonight, bring the coupon book. And I was so mad that I started working harder, and the universe kept trying to stop me. It was like, no, you're poor. Stop trying to do this. And I was like, fuck you, universe.
Right.
And I was like, I'm going to make the universe my bitch and say, fuck the universe. And everybody's saying, oh, you're going to get bad karma. You're going to get bad karma. No, now the universe listens to me. Yeah. I'm like, universe, I'm going to do this. Universe is like, no. I'm like, too bad. I'm going to do it anyway. And I do anti-manifestation. It was very
I've never tried that.
Yeah, try something.
You got some balls there.
Cause it's like have you guys seen Star Wars? You know, the dark side of the Force? That's the powerful side.
Right.
The dark side can shoot lightning out of their fingers. The light side is like, oh, I can like meditate and everybody be friends and kumbaya. You know what I mean? The dark side is the powerful side.
Yeah, I'm not like, I'm super spiritual and stuff like that, you know, and believe in a higher power, God and all that stuff. But like, I'm not like super hippie, like, you know, where people are like doing too much of that stuff. But like, I try to like not let my ego get too involved, because I feel like whatever I try to, like, God or somebody has like totally different plan, or like, you know, people are like, make me a strong woman, and then all of a sudden it's like, why is this happening to me? And I'm like getting broke down, blah blah. It's like, well, you said you want to be a strong woman, you need to like fight, you need to like get stronger. So maybe that was happening to you.
Maybe. Do you seem like you're a pretty dominant personality type. Did you say that?
Oh, I am? Okay, yeah.
So do you like guys who are extremely masculine to make you feel in your feminine energy? Or do you like guys who are more like the simp guys, and then you're the dominant one in the relationship?
Right. So everybody has like a masculine and feminine energy. Even a guy has more feminine and more masculine, and it evens out. I think it depends when it comes, like when I'm happening. So like my career, I'm definitely more dominant. I'm my own boss. I'm like creative direct. I do like everything. So I'm definitely that. But when it comes to relationships, I definitely like to be more femme. I definitely like to be kind of taken care of. You know, I'm very homemaker. I'm a homemaker girl. I'm from a super small town. This is how I was raised and stuff like that. So I will like to be, you know, more femme. So I think you learn to balance, like, should I be more femme here? Should I be more masculine here? And you kind of like balance it all out.
I see.
Yeah.
So kind of in relationships, you do like more traditional relationships.
Yeah, I'm very old school.
Okay.
Even though I'm like have my own career and stuff like that, like I definitely like to treat my guy here and there. Like, you know, I don't want to just be like, pay for me for everything. Like, I like to be proud of like, say, my work, or make somebody feel like, hey, I thought of you and I wanted to do this for you. Like, I love you. But then I know when to like be more femme. Yeah. So I think it's like a balance thing.
Yeah, that's very refreshing. Yeah. What about you? Do you like traditional relationships?
I'm not used to relationships.
That's right. But like your situationships, whatever you want to call them.
Like dominant wise?
Yeah. Do you prefer a guy who's extremely masculine and he makes you feel like the woman in the relationship, or do you like take control? You know?
Okay, I don't masculine when you're talking like real big buff.
More their attitude. Like they walk in, they make the decisions. They're like, here's what we're doing tonight. We're going here. Be ready at 8 p.m. Wear this. Or do you I run both. Shit, you know?
Yeah. I like both. I for sure feel like I'm dominant, but I also want him to be dominant too. I'm definitely, I don't want to say I'm submissive, because I think like, of course it's gonna be like what we both want to do. But like if he's planning shit, I love that. I love a guy that plans shit out, even like on trips, or even just like, oh, we're doing this, we're gonna eat here. Like that's attracting right there. But me, I love also like picking out things too. But I would say I like to ride, so I don't know if that's on the dominant side when you're like.
That's probably more like more femme side. Probably like the balance. Yeah, where you like to just kind of like.
You like ride like on top. You like.
Yeah, I love to. I love to ride.
I was like, where are we going?
Oh, you were saying ride like in the passenger seat.
Like ride with the flow of like what's happening.
I see.
Got you.
Me, I like to be the driver. I want to be driving in my purple Mercedes, and he's in the passenger.
Oh, okay. He's your passenger princess.
I like to be driving, but like no, it's what we both want to do. It's not like, oh, I call the shots, but like we both call the shots. But
yeah, it's like a balance.
I want to be the one that I want to be the one driving. I want to be the one like, oh, it's the hot bitch driving, and like you're my passenger. Like, yeah, I want to be driving the nice car, and like it's me, it's my car, I'm driving, and it's like, oh, it's like what I want to do, but it's also what he wants to do. It's like okay, but I love a guy that plans things out. That's so attractive. And I also like a guy that books shit. It's like, okay, we're going, and it's like, you know, I could sit back and relax. Like, I love that.
Yeah, because it feels like he's thinking of you. That's what it is. What it comes down to, basically. Yeah.
So in the bedroom, you like to take control sometimes, but you also want a guy who's like dominant in the relationship.
Yeah, I would say like I ride dick, and I, you know, probably come like 10 times. So I'm like, okay, you fuck me, but I'll back it back and shit. But like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, you after so
not me. I'm like, tie me up, bitch. I'm not doing the work.
No, I love to fuck, and then I like to get fucked. But it's like I want to ride. It's like until I come so many times. Like once I came like, you know, 7-10 times, I'm like, okay, I'm a little tired. Like you fuck me, but I'm still gonna do some movements. I'm not gonna be like, you know what I mean? Like I do put in work in the bed, but it's like I like that. And it's like I also you know, dressing up in lingerie before, you know, doing maybe like a little tea section. Like I like that, you know, keep it like interesting where he's like, damn, like this girl is like out of control, like, you know, like another world. Like you want to show him like baby, this is one of the best. Like you know, you show him a good time, and it's like, oh, I want it all the time, and you get them hooked, and that's the way to do it.
I'm like, should we have pizza after? No, I'm joking.
No, you know what? I cook
with my lingerie. That sounds like a good time. Let's have some beer.
I'll cook for my guy. I have a pink kitchen. I love to cook.
I love cooking too.
I cook. Yeah. Like,
that's fun.
Yeah, I cook all the time for my guy, and it's like, you know, if I have a guy, I'm gonna feed you, and it's like, you know, you're not gonna touch the food. I don't even want you to cut the food. I don't want you to cut the vegetables or anything. I'm cooking. I'm the cook here. It's me, and I'm serving you, and I'm serving the plate. Here's your plate. Here you go, baby. Your food's ready. Like I love that. I love the.
You guys are very refreshing.
Yeah, I love to feed my guests, not even just my man. I love to feed like my guests and everything. Like I have friends over, I have family over. I'm feeding my friends. I'm feeding my family.
Yeah, I love hosting
I'm
too.
the one with the groceries. Yeah. Like you don't even have to buy the groceries because my fridge is already filled up with the groceries. I already have dinner planned. I already know what I'm gonna feed you. You know, you come over, I'm gonna feed you. I'm gonna show you a good time. Like on top of after feeding you, you know, we'll do yoga and meditation. I'm gonna make him for the better. You know, and I'm gonna make him, you know, like make him work on his breathing. Like it's just, you know, I make him a better person. And I think that is a really good thing to have, is like when you have a girl that is like, damn, she feeds me, she helps me do yoga and meditate, and she, you know, she helps me work on my breathing, and she's like really motivating me to be just a better person. And you want that in your life, and that's like where like I come in, and it's like boom, and then the sex is fucking amazing, and you're like, damn, like that's the way to do it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's interesting. So the problem I think with a lot of like modern day dating is there's the guy side and the girl side that's fucked up. So girls are being taught Beyonce, strong, independent woman, do all these things. And I'm like, cool, more power to you if you want to do that. But then a lot of girls watch those videos and they want to have this boss bitch attitude.
Right.
But they don't want the boss bitch responsibility. They don't want to run their own shit. They don't want to work. They don't want to even cook. They don't want to do anything. And they just want to be the boss bitch for no reason. Yeah.
No, that's a lazy bitch.
I know. I feel
you have to cook for your guests, for your guy, for everything. And like what are you doing? Like, why the fuck are you eating out? Or why the fuck is he like, you know what I mean? Like,
but it's crazy. I've heard multiple girls say the same thing where I'll be like, oh, so like, what do you bring to the relationship?
Yeah. No.
They will literally say, my presence. I'm like, so you show up? That's it. You show up. Your presence doesn't cure cancer.
No.
What does this presence do? I'm very confused.
It is. I feel bad that this new world is like really confusing with the, you know, women empowerment, which I'm all about. I love that so much. But then also we're like, well, why isn't this guy doing this? Why isn't he doing this? Why isn't he open the car door? Why is it? It's because, well, now we're taking too much charge. Women can multitask. We can do 1,000 things like in one time. Like we could be doing this. Like literally we could be thinking this, but guys can only focus on one things at a time. Like it's literally clinically proven. So it's like,
I'm
no.
not sure the validity of
No,
that.
it is. It's true. Like girls can do multiple things at once where guys can only focus on one thing. So like we could be like reading something and like I could be understanding what you're saying. Where a guy could be like reading something and like the girl would be like, hey, could we do this? And they're like, wait, what did you say? You know, because they can't focus on double
I'll
things.
have to do some research on this.
Please do some
I don't know if
research
this
on.
is
No, I
valid.
swear to God. I swear to God. So I
Gotcha.
feel like that's where we are now.
Interesting. Well, and you have a good point. What happens a lot of times in relationships is, you know, guys, on the other hand, they watch 3 Andrew Tate videos and they're like, I am the alpha. And I'm like, what are you the alpha of? The Wendy's that you're a cashier at? Like, you can't just proclaim yourself the alpha for no reason. Like if you want to be the boss, you got to put in the boss work. So a lot of guys don't put in the boss work. And there's this void of like nobody's doing anything. So then the girl will take that role because there's a void that's
What is
opened
the
up.
boss work?
Like, well, it could be like providing, like making the money, paying for things, right?
Okay.
It could be the planning. So, okay, what are we doing on the date? Where are we going? Let me get the reservation. Let me do all these things. It could be even something as simple as like having a friend group that you're inviting to and introducing people to, like that kind of thing. It has to be like someone has to be doing the work, you know?
Right. Okay.
Or and then on the feminine side, it could be, okay, like you say, like you cook or you clean or you bring, even just being like humble and emotionally supportive is like extremely important, I think. But just showing up is just like, it's just not enough.
That's not effort.
Yeah,
I agree. I wouldn't talk to her. Like if I was a guy and like your presence is enough, I would like, bitch, bye, and I would leave. Like, no, really, that's like, nah.
Yeah, for sure.
Not good enough.
For sure. Yeah. What do you guys think about have you guys been in love?
Yeah.
Interesting. Have you heard of the 3 loves theory?
No, what is it?
So supposedly there's 3 loves that you have in your life. The first one is like puppy love. It's your first love.
Wait,
you don't
do
even
I
know
have, do I
what.
have marks on my nose?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, I'll
You're fine. Your first love, you don't even know what it is. Some people don't even consider it real love.
Well, because they don't know, they don't have anything to base it on.
It's just the first person that gave you those feelings, and then
What, high
you don't know
school
what these.
puppy love?
Yeah, usually
I've
it's like
had
high school.
I had
Everyone's
high-
had that.
Yeah, high school puppy
But-
love is normal.
Yeah.
That's where the trauma happens.
Well, that's the thing.
No, not me.
Yeah.
They say
me.
the second relationship is the trauma relationship.
Oh,
and
all
the
mine were
third one-
trauma.
Wait, what happened
See,
in
I
your
never
trauma
had a third
relationship?
one.
They're all alcoholics, addicts, or
Story time.
no,
When was your last traumatic relationship?
well, I'm currently in a really great relationship, but
Okay.
my
Yay.
most traumatic, 4 years. My most well, he was a great guy, but he struggled with drugs really bad, but he was a really successful actor, and it's kind of sad, his story. But the ex before that was a hockey player, and he was just a little fuckboy and just toxic and cheater.
And what attracted you to him originally?
I have to really think back, but I mean, he was funny, and he was from a small town, and I was from a small town. So I think I kind of like, our families, I really enjoyed his family, enjoyed my family. He had pretty eyes, and then, he was successful, and I don't know.
Gotcha. So here's my question. So back in my fuckboy days,
Yeah.
I felt it was very obvious that I was a fuckboy. I dressed like a fuckboy. I would tell girls I don't want to be exclusive.
Yeah.
I'm emotionally unavailable.
But they were all like, we could change
Yeah,
that.
like they wouldn't believe
Every
me.
girl, every girl does that.
So like when you date a fuckboy, like do you know he's a fuckboy?
Yeah,
But
I
you're
do
just
right
like,
away.
It's exciting.
I can pick them off like
Okay,
this.
yeah.
Just by their hairstyle.
They got the TikTok.
Yeah,
hair,
they got the new
fuckboy.
TikTok hair. I'm like, what is
Game
this?
over,
I'm
dangling
done.
earring.
This
Yeah,
is like
yeah.
some old school hockey hair. Yeah, I mean, I feel like you're just gonna, if you know it, you're just gonna play with fire. So it's like, okay, am I gonna get burnt? Am I gonna put my hand on the stove and get burnt, or am I just like gonna want to have fun as well? So I feel like, I don't know. I feel like there's no right or wrong way to do it. I feel like you should just give it a shot, and you never know. Maybe that it decides to be the last time he decides to be a fuckboy. You never
Or
know.
He
You
sends
know?
you to therapy for 4 years,
Or
Either
he
way.
sends
I
you
wanna
for
go.
therapy. Therapy is the best. Everyone should go to therapy.
I think girls should.
Even
yeah.
I don't.
guys, I feel
therapy.
everybody needs therapy. Everyone has some sort
I
of
do yoga,
family trauma
meditation.
or anything. Like
Well, I have a
everybody
different kind of
has.
therapy.
Yeah, everyone should. I think it's even healthy to do therapy even when you first
Debate
start a relationship, because everyone
Okay.
has an ex and toxic, traumas that could trigger something in a new relationship. So I think it's really important to like be like, yo, what are your triggers? Like, I need to know your past and you need to know my past, because to help grow, like I could do something and it could trigger him, or he could do something and it triggers me and they don't even know why. And it's because of past trauma. So I feel like if you go into a relationship, like therapy or like whatever, it's like you need to discuss these things.
I agree. You should discuss these things,
Yeah.
things that trigger you.
Yeah.
I don't know about the therapy side.
Why? Why are you against therapy?
It's a waste of money. Do yoga, meditation.
No, but they're not going to like get deep roar. That just is like a lot of breathing, which is really healthy. It releases like the energy of it. But like to get deep into the trauma, you need to deep dig. It's like, why do I keep doing this? Why do I keep doing these same patterns? What can I do to like change these patterns? Breathing's not going to do that.
Like for me, I like my trauma because
You're
my
a toxic
trauma is
fuckboy.
what? No, well,
Stay in the fuck.
no.
away from you.
I've graduated. I've matured out of the fuckboy stage.
But how? What made you do that? Just all of a sudden you just like grew up and you're just like, I'm done with this?
So the last girl so the 3 loves theory, the last girl is supposed to be
Okay.
your soulmate, right? And
Okay.
I fucked that one up. So she was like the most beautiful soul I've ever met in my life, right?
Mhm.
The first date we went on, I still remember, I took her out to this like fancy restaurant. She has this beautiful red dress on.
Okay.
And we're walking to the valet, and there's this homeless guy in the corner. So I'm kind of like walking in between to, just in case something happens. And she walks right past me up to this homeless guy. She reaches into her purse and pulls out like a Ralph's gift card. And she talks to him for like 10 minutes about like his story, how he was brought up, what happened to him, everything. And turns out she just keep these gift cards in her purse to like give to homeless people. Like it was like a very crazy, like beautiful thing.
First of all, that's very smart, because if she just gave money, they're just going to like buy drugs. So the
Yeah,
fact that she
yeah,
actually did
yeah.
gift cards,
That's cool.
that's dope.
I remember another time I went into her house, and all of a sudden this like, I opened the door, this like dog starts barking and running up to me. I'm like, babe, when did you get a dog? And she was like driving on the highway, and there's this dog like on the side of the highway, and she like pulls over, picks up the dog, and we spend the next like 4 hours just going
I've done
around
that so many times.
Yeah, like it was like crazy,
I love that. Yeah.
And the reason we broke up, I surprised her on her birthday with a trip to Europe, and she broke up with me.
Because of that?
Well, okay.
No, there's more leading up to
What
it.
what I didn't realize is, because I was too immature at the time, with that level of kindness always comes a level of inconvenience. Right? Even the dog story, right? It's like, amazing, but like we're supposed to go to the beach, have margaritas, and now we're running around town stapling flyers to lampposts.
Sounds like your communication was off.
Yes. So what happened was, she'd always wanted to go to Europe because she was a nurse, but she did like modeling on the side. She wanted to go to Paris and stuff like that.
Okay.
But she never went because she was taking care of her mom. And like, she would always be like, oh, I can't go to Europe. I got to take care of my mom. Right. So I was surprised on her birthday, and I said, babe, don't worry about it. I got a nurse for your mom.
Wow. That's very nice.
Yeah. And I'm like, I'm going to take you on this trip. And by the way, her mom was a complete bitch. Like her mom would like abusive when she was younger. She was like really rude to her all the time. I'm like, your daughter is literally sacrificing her entire 20s to like take care of you.
Right.
You can't even like be like a good person,
Right.
And so I tell her about this trip, and she's like, Zach, like, I can't leave my mom. Like, I love you to death, but I know you got the nurse, but I can't leave
You're
my
like,
mom.
load her up. No, I'm joking.
And so suitcase, baby, we can fit her
Pack
in.
them up. Family trip. Let's go. Bring the dog.
Oh my God.
Okay.
And so we get into this big argument. I'm telling her, look, you need to set boundaries. Like,
Yeah.
you can't let your mom run your life. Like, you have to
Definitely.
have your own life on your own outside of your family. And she's like, Zach, family's family. And I ended up going on the Europe trip with just one of my guy friends. I just brought him along instead.
Yeah.
And she broke up with me. And
Because of that?
yeah. And to be
That's
honest,
wrong. There is another reason. There's no way.
no, that was the reason. Because we got in the big fight, and I mean, it was because of the fight too,
Right.
but
I feel
would've
like
let
there's
you
still some underlining. Either way, that's gonna take up her whole life. So like
I don't
like the fact that you even got it wasn't just like let's go and you're leaving the mom. Like you arranged something for the mom, which showed really like you're being a man because like you're thinking of also his mom, which you didn't even have to do that. But like because she takes care of the mom, you thought of that. So the fact that she just broke up, there's like obviously that's messed up.
No, yeah, I think that's stupid. I think she should have let you go to Europe. Like, yeah, I would expect you to go to Europe. Like,
I actually disagree with you guys. Because I think the woman that I want to marry eventually, I want her to have that level of commitment to her family. That she would say no to a Europe trip.
Yeah, but she would still let you to go on. That's what I'm saying.
Maybe.
She still lets you go on. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, the fact it would have been like, okay, like I hear you, and like maybe if you do get engaged to like her or something, that's like a discussion, like you realizing like, okay, this is always going to be a thing. And if you're okay with that, if you're not, then like, it's like eventually we're going to have a family, like you're going to have kids, and like, won't be always to be able to tend to your mom. Like you are eventually going to have to get help because who's going to take care of the kids? Like, you know, I can't just always do it. So I think it's just like a communication thing of like down the line, but like, I feel like that's just something personal that she's like going through that she's got to figure out on herself.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, totally.
I'll take her back in a heartbeat, to be fair.
Well, maybe it was just wrong timing. Who knows?
She's engaged now, so
well,
probably not.
That doesn't mean anything.
She moved on. She moved on too fast.
Fiancés are goalies.
No, she moved on too fast.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens.
I don't believe. Look at J-Lo and Brad.
I don't pay attention.
They're back together.
I don't even know who that is.
Back together after like what, 10 years, 15 years?
I didn't know that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But back to the therapy thing. So don't you think that some level, like I'm worried that I would go to therapy, they would like help me deal with all my trauma.
Yeah.
And I would just be like happy all the time.
No, that doesn't mean you're happy all the time. You're just getting actual tools to handle situations. That's all they're teaching you. They're not telling you what to do. They give you tools to like learn how to like navigate in life.
But isn't the trauma itself what's teaching you how to navigate? Because every time you have trauma, it means something happened that was bad.
Yeah.
And now every time that's going to happen again, now you feel, oh shit, I don't want this bad thing to happen again. I remember what it was like before. Let me change my behavior.
But how do you know how to change your behavior when you don't have tools?
So for example, okay, my first girlfriend ever, we dated for 3.5 years. Yeah. I was a big simp back then. I was like a nice guy. Yeah. Do everything for her, buy her flowers, all this stuff.
Okay.
Cheat on me after 3.5 years.
That's her own shit.
And
yours.
I asked her why she cheated on me. And she literally shrugged her shoulders like this. And she goes, I just got bored. And people say, oh, well, she's an asshole. She's a thing. Yeah, she's an asshole for cheating on me.
I think that was a cop-out.
But the reality is I was a very boring person back then. And you could say, oh, no, it's just her being a bully, blah, blah, blah. But like, no, like I had to work on myself to become a not boring person so that doesn't happen again. Yeah,
well, I think just over life, you learn things. But like I was with a guy that, you know, eventually like bored me or whatever. But like I just realized it was like the wrong fit.
Yeah, and did you break up with him?
Yeah, I broke up with him.
Okay.
It took me forever, but it wasn't like, it was like other things. It wasn't just because he was like boring or whatever. He didn't really have ambition and like, you know, he didn't really have a career. He was just like kind of floating like a little gypsy.
Yeah, so hopefully what happens is this guy has some level of trauma. We're like, man, I was in love with this girl. I was in love with Novul. She broke my heart. Hey, maybe
he's still a gypsy.
Okay, so he needs more trauma to the point where he's like, oh shit, I need to get my shit together.
So like needing to like hit enough bottoms is what you're saying by trauma. Like hit enough bottoms that he's like, okay, what could I do to better myself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I feel that, but the only way that someone hits a bottom is like they hit a bottom, but then they're like, okay, how can I make myself better? They need tools, they need guidance, they need support groups, they need like, it just depends. They need somebody to tell them. Otherwise, they don't know. They're just stuck on this bottom and it's going to keep cycling.
Maybe. I don't know. I guess it seems like whenever I meet most people I've met that go to therapy.
Yeah.
They've been going to therapy for like 5 years.
Yeah.
And nothing's has changed.
Well, then obviously they're not trying and they're not putting in the work, actually. Because if you want to change, you will change. Like before, like I used to be a fucking toxic, crazy girl. What I would like, you know, you get in fights. I mean, I was younger, but like I would go through shit, laptops, computers, like trying to find shit, you know, drive around houses. I'm not only that crazy bitch out there. Don't come at me. But anyways, but now I'm like, okay, why? I was just like causing all this insanity, which was like making my nerves shoot up. My anxiety was going up. I was like, I'm going to find something. Now, because I've done work and like therapy and I go to Al-Anon and like all this stuff, like I'm like, okay, first of all, I can't control somebody and I never caused it and I'm powerless. Like I literally am so powerless. So why am I driving myself crazy, going through shit, laptops, computers, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to do that anymore because I want to keep serene. I want to keep, you know, positive. I don't want to like go down that rabbit hole because I know it's toxic for me and it's not going to help me in anything. Just because you find and anytime you go digging, you're going to find something, whether it's like you create it even bigger than what it really is or not. So I've learned that tool. Just like stop, pause in that moment. Don't react. How important is it? Biting your tongue. I do that shit all the time where I'm like, okay, I could say this, but I'm not going to because what am I getting out of it? Yeah. And I've learned that through tools.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I do understand what you're saying. Do you think though that like most of that stuff, it's not like really like you're learning what to do. It's just you're like actually taking the action. Like everybody knows.
But I wasn't aware of it before. I wasn't aware of it.
So you thought that like, oh, going through thrones is like a good thing to do.
Yeah, like I was like, oh, why, if we're in an open relationship, you have like nothing to hide. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No,
and like,
I disagree. I don't think you should go through your guy's phone, and I don't think
that's what I'm saying.
I don't think he should go through your phone.
Yeah, that's what
that
I
is
was
off limits. Like, what's that? That's unattractive. That's like.
I mean, it's your personal space, and it's like if anything, if you're trying to find something, then it's like you obviously don't trust that person, and in the end, it's like
it's not gonna work out anyway.
It always comes out. I guarantee, whether it's like that hour, that month, that year, whatever. Everything comes out. So why go searching and driving yourself crazy? It will come out. So there's no point of that.
See, what you describe as therapy to me is more like relationship coaching. It doesn't really like seem like the traditional, like what I like think of when I think of therapy.
Well, that's what the thing. It's such a like a facade of like what it looks like. You sit in a chair and it's like, you know, it's like this deep thing. No, legit.
Yeah.
And now it's like, it's not even like that. I would love for you to go to one session. This is a challenge.
I've had so many girls tell me I should go to therapy.
Why? Yeah. What are you scared? Like what? There's nothing bad. Like don't even tell anybody. Just go on your own. Like it doesn't have to be like a whole thing. Just like go and just be like, this is where I'm at. And this is what happened to me like in the past. Like, and sometimes it's not even like, sometimes it's like, life is fucking good right now. Like I'm killing it. I'm doing all this. And then like, it's just like, you know, it's not always like you're going in for bad. That's also another stigma with therapy is people think they're just going in because they have problems. It's like, oh, me and my boyfriend are going a couple of steps. What's happened? What's wrong? You know, it's like, no, like everything's cool. Like we just like want to get deeper with each other and like get to know each other. Sometimes even couples have a hard time communicating. So it's like, maybe like you sit down, you're like, I want to like, you learn how we can communicate better, you know, or just like little things that you can become better. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So I've been using this technique for years and,
what technique?
It's, I guess my personal form of therapy.
Oh.
So what I do
that you created.
I made it up. Yeah. I should do a TikTok video on this.
Yeah.
All you need is a mirror, any mirror, bedroom mirror, bathroom mirror, anything like that. And you look into your own eyes in the mirror.
And you say,
and then
I
you
am
take
beautiful.
all your emotions.
Yes.
And then you stuff them down deep down in your psyche. And then you man up and you fix the problem. And that cures all, because the problem is like, for me, like if I have a problem, like
it doesn't cure the little boy in you. Everyone has a little child inside them that comes out, and that's what the trauma is.
But like, for example, okay, let's say like I'm like stressed about like money or finances.
How do you take out stress?
You fix the problem.
No, but like,
you know,
how do you react when you're stressed? Are you more irritable? Are you go on like binges? Like, what do you do when you're stressed?
I work really hard.
So you're a workaholic?
Yes, 100%.
Okay, so that could be low-key end up being toxic, like if you become in a relationship, because then you become such a workaholic that you're missing time with your family. You're missing that connection with your loved one. That's why you would go to therapy and say, listen, my husband is a workaholic and we are missing out now on our relationship. And so again, now you're like tired of communicating.
To me, that's like, I wouldn't consider that therapy. That's like relationship counseling.
Okay, yes. That's if you're like going in for like your relationship.
Maybe that is part of therapy,
but like, it's like if you were, say, going in for yourself. First of all, I'm not a therapist, so I'm not like qualified to like say this is like my own experience or whatever. But like, it would be like, okay, if you're fine with that, but like eventually it's going to hit you and you're going to hit a bottom with it where you're like running yourself so thin that it's like not healthy. So you're like learning tools like, okay, maybe for an hour, I'm going to go for a walk and like be outside and breathe in the fresh air, look at the trees, like something so basic for your own health.
I mean, I'd go to
for
your
gym. Mental health. Yeah. So that would be like a healthy like boundary. Like if you're stressed, like, okay, instead of like doing the toxic thing. So it's like those are things like you start to learn, and I don't know, it's just like a safe space to like talk to somebody. A lot of times people like you say, stuff it down, which eventually I think is not healthy because it'll like explode like somewhere. Like we're all animals. In the end, we're animals. And so if we aren't like exercising or getting that stagnant energy out, we take it out in toxic ways, fighting, like driving down the freeway, fuck you, you're in my way. Like you let that out like it's true in a negative way. But if you're like working out and like letting go of that like energy, you realize like, okay, I'm like, you're more patient, you're more doing stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, there can be a balance to it. I have felt like there's so much of a swing toward like helping somebody feel better about a problem that exists and will still exist when they leave the therapist's office, as opposed to like, hey, no, we got to fix the problem. You know, like maybe somebody like let's say like I was like, oh man, I don't know how I'm going to pay the bills this month. Right. So I go into therapy, I'm stressed about it. And they're like, make me feel about, you know, money's not that important. You know, it's okay. Like everything's going to be fine. If you have to downsize your apartment, that's going to be okay. Like you'll be okay no matter what. And then I feel better about it. But then I get in the real world and it's like, I still have the bills coming up.
I think that's like the wrong therapist. Because like they don't just say like, they don't just like fluff it off kind of like that. They like are more they like get deeper into it of like, okay, what if you did this instead of like that? You know what I'm saying? Like they aren't just like, it will get better. Like, you know what I'm saying? They give you tools of like navigating your life, basically. I mean, it's not for everybody, but like it's helped me a lot and I always feel better and I feel like I've become a better person with it.
Yeah, I mean, so like, okay, let me ask you this. So I've been told I have commitment issues.
Okay.
Which is not true.
Okay.
I have commitment concerns.
Okay.
Right? So like, it's like, okay, let's say you got your purple Mercedes, right?
Are your parents still married?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Let's say you drive your purple Mercedes to your friend's birthday and it's in downtown LA and you're like, oh my God, downtown, it's so dangerous, right?
Oh, I hate that.
And there's like a parking spot right in front of the bar that you were going to, right? And you're about to park there, but then you see outside the parking spot, there's, you know, homeless people fighting the air and like, you know, people smashing bottles on the ground, right? And you could park there or you could block like 3-4 blocks away in a parking garage. It's a lot safer there. And then you can go to the bar, right? I wouldn't say that you're, you know, for example, like insecure about parking or you have trauma about parking. I would say, oh, you're making a smart decision, avoiding the parking spot where your car is going to get fucked up.
Yeah, you're aware.
Yeah. So that's kind of how I feel where I'm like, okay, well, I'm aware and like talking to a lot of girls. Like a good example is like when guys cheat, right?
Right.
They like, it's like, they know what they're doing is wrong. Don't get me wrong. They're going to lie about it. They're going to pretend it's not. They're going to try to hide it. But they know they're doing is wrong. What scares me is a lot of times I'll hear my friends who are girls and they'll like cheat on their boyfriend. And they'll say, oh no, but like I was going to break up with him anyway. Or like I'm not in love with him anymore. And they'll like convince themselves that it wasn't even cheating. So now I'm like, okay, I hear these stories over and over.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, okay, well, I'm like going to really like think twice before I commit to somebody, because if you can't even convince, like you don't even know that you're cheating or like you can convince yourself.
I mean, I think that's just like the risk though you got to take like when you're in love. Like you don't know, like you could be married for like 20, 30 years and something happens, or it happens early and then you guys work through it and you guys have a beautiful relationship. Like, you don't know. Like, I feel like everything is a risk you do.
I think you fix the problem. You fix the problem. There's a solution to the problem. You fix it and you keep moving forward with that person. You don't just leave and just give up everything. Like, I think you fix it and you work towards to fix to get the solution.
And also, like, feelings aren't facts. Like, you could be feeling all these things and like going through like, you know, like your mind is like a little voice that just like tells you and creates so many stories. It's the worst neighbor to have ever because it just tells you negative things sometimes and it's not even true, you know? So I think you just like take day by day, like don't overthink things. Yeah. That's how you like live life better.
Yeah. I mean, I think if it works for people, it works for them.
Yeah, I think everyone has that risk of like someone could cheat. Like, it's so easy to now with social media, especially, you know, it just seems so easy to do it. But it's like finding the right person. And say someone does cheat. It's like, are they sorry? Did they block that person? Are they remorseful? Like, are they willing to make themselves better? Are they willing to commit back to the relationship? Like sometimes it sparks the relationship back up in a weird way. You know, I was listening to this podcast and this woman was talking all about affairs and stuff like that, but you just like don't know. I think it's just like a risk you got to take. You know, I think that's finding love. Like, you're risking to get your heart broken. You know, it's just like a risk if you're willing to take it, or you could play it safe and never be happy.
That's why you be with someone with freedom and that wants to be open, and it's like, okay, we could both be with each other and both have fun.
I feel like that just gets messy, though. I'm not an open type because everyone gets like attached somehow. Anyone I know that has had a threesome, I've always heard like it turns bad all the time.
I think it's a lot more difficult to have an open relationship especially from the girl side. Typically.
I'm not saying to do it,
but I think it can work. No. I think it can work for people.
I don't think doing it behind your back that's a no.
Yeah,
I think when it's a team and it's like, okay, we could do team things and it's open, that's when it works.
So like communication.
You're not hiding anything.
You're communicating.
There's nothing to hide.
But what if he starts hiding it?
Experiencing. That's the problem. When you're hiding things and it's like, no, it's more of like, okay, it's like a one and done thing. Okay, on we go on to the next. It's more like that. It's like, oh, it's not like, oh, we're friends with them now. And fuck no, I'm not saying that. That's like the wrong answer. What I'm saying is like, you know, the freedom is there, but it's also like a team. Like, you guys are a team. You guys communicate and you guys could both have fun, but like you guys have fun with each other.
And you like girls too, I'm assuming, or no?
I mean, I'm open, but like I like dick. I like riding dick. I'm like, yeah, the girls are fun and shit, but I'm not gonna go fuck a bitch. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're hot, whatever, and you could, you know, have fun and shit, but I want to have fun too. Like I want to be with. I want to have the guy with the abs. Like even if I had my other guy, and like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying.
So if you're in an open relationship, is it a guy you're bringing in or a girl you're bringing in?
Oh, it could be both. It could be another couple.
Oh, so you're like coupling it. It's like a couple thing.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
It could be anything.
It could be.
Okay.
And do you ever feel like a jealous, like you see your dude?
No.
Never.
No, me personally,
not me. I'm like, that's all my dick.
I would feel a little bit for sure, but
no,
I wouldn't.
I could for sure see the guy could feeling that, but me, I have a really
I'm too competitive.
I'm really
I'm like, move over, bitch. It's mine. Yeah, I couldn't do it. I give you credit, girl. Love you.
Do jealousy. I probably will grow out of it, but like maybe because I'm young and I'm like, you know what? Maybe because I don't want to be tied down. I think that's what it is. It's like I don't want to be tied down, but it's like I do want that someone in my life where like we're together.
I guess it's because you're not like with somebody that's like you really, really care about. That's why it doesn't bother you. Like if you're with someone you really loved and then you're like bringing another person, and that's where I think I would like be like, I don't know, I can't do that. Because
I think some people can. I know what you mean. I think most people are like you.
Yes.
But I think there are girls out there who are very free, but it's like 1%. I think it's like 1% that enjoy that, which is probably you.
Well, I'm not saying it's just a one person thing. I want it to be like more fun. Yeah, like it could be another couple. That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
But like I like if he's like, oh, like this and that, like I'll let him. But it's like as long as like we're not hiding anything, I think that's when it works out. And I think it's when it's early in the stage too, and you guys are still doing your own shit, that doesn't count. Because it's too early. And there's no title. You guys are still like getting to know each other. You guys are whatever, and that is, you still are going through the path, and there's it's a path, but it's like you enjoy the path and like you have fun on the way, and there could be people that want to have fun on the way too, but it's not like, oh, they're in our lives now. No, it's like, okay, we keep going on, okay, on to the next. That's how I look at it. It's not like, oh, like I will never want to see them again after that night. That's how I'm like, okay, bye. Like
it's all physical.
Yeah, we're like, okay, let's go, and then I'm like, oh, my way, and like this, but it's like both our ways.
I see.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, guys, we are about out of time. It's been very interesting. I got one last question for you guys. Me and my co-host have this argument about this that we need solving.
What?
Is the green bubble a red flag?
The green bubble?
Yeah. You meet a guy, he texts you, the bubble's green.
Oh.
He has an Android phone.
Oh, God.
Oh, that's a no. X.
I wish my co-host was here.
I honestly, I'm like open to it, but I'm like, am I like my trauma kicks in? I'm like, am I blocked? Did this go through? Should I send another emoji?
Yeah.
Hello, are you getting this? Am I blocked?
Am I blocked? Like, why doesn't like no X? Because I'm thinking like, okay, he's broke. That's my first opinion. No. When I see the green, I'm like, okay, he's broke.
Like, download WhatsApp.
He's broke.
Ew, I don't like WhatsApp.
I can't respond.
Or he's a scammer, or he's scamming you somehow. You know, it's his like third phone.
I don't know.
Yeah, he's scamming me. Good luck with that.
Yeah, I'm not about the green
scam
bubbles.
them. Thank you very much.
Good luck with that, baby.
I think I'm blocked. I think I've got blocked.
You guys are
like,
hilarious.
Hello.
Green bar X. I was like, green bubble. What are you
talking about? Is this show we're online or what?
I was thinking Hello Kitties with bubbles and shit. I was like, what kind of bubbles are we talking about?
I cannot wait for him to watch this episode. He's all, oh, the specs are better, bro. The specs are. I'm like, dude, every video you send me is like, is this a party or is this World War II footage? Like, I can't tell the difference. Like, he's like, oh, the camera. He's like, look, you can scroll into the moon and like see the moon. I'm like, dude, nobody cares.
He has the moon app. Oh, this is where Saturn is at.
Basically.
I'm dead.
I think I know one guy that's like that. He took me on a hike like a long time ago, and I was like, he brings out his phone. He goes, look, there's Saturn and Mars, and I was like, okay, how do you know this? I don't know. I thought it was a nerd move, but I was like, okay, I'm gonna let you do that.
You guys are hilarious.
I love it.
All right. Well, where can people find you? We'll start with you, Money Doll. What's any shout outs you want to give? Instagram, TikTok?
Yes. At MoMoneyDoll, moneydoll.com. My adult toy line. The intimate lifestyle.
Ooh.
Awesome.
Loves it.
And Novel, where can people find your music?
Hey, it's Novel. That's NOVUL, because I love all of you. Check out my new single, Make It Pop, is out now.
Awesome. Thanks for watching.